Hey everyone, before we dive into this story, please hit that subscribe button to join our community for more heartfelt tales. They hope for a calm Thanksgiving with your sister's crew. My parents messaged. I gazed at the phone briefly, then tapped out a single word, savor. They had no clue. While they arranged their serene meal, I was orchestrating menus, travel plans, and sleeping arrangements for 23 relatives heading to France. I'm Carrie, 34, a law firm partner, yet still the overlooked daughter. 8 months back, I purchased a villa gazing out at the Mediterranean. They never inquired about my partnership bonus. They never showed interest. Now I was the one hosting Thanksgiving, a gathering brimming with joy, family, and a love they'd long ignored. Their idea of peace meant leaving me out. Mine meant liberation. They sought tranquility. I was ready to deliver it my way. Growing up, I mastered the art of fading into the background. Helpful, silent, reliable, and effortlessly undemanding. My younger sister, Emma, lit up every space she entered. I was like a light switch, functional, unnoticed, uncelebrated. Her B+ earned us Sundays. My straight A's got a channel flip from Dad. Her graduation boasted a DJ, catered food, and 100 cheers. Mine was cut short for Emma's unmissable date. She picked a private college, and tuition materialized effortlessly. I balanced 3 jobs and early morning classes at a state school. When I got into law school, Mom advised stay practical. She never asked about the cost of getting there. My engagement brought a $2,000 gesture. Emma's wedding was a $75,000 spectacle, designer gown, destination bashes, a country club affair. Her crises always took priority. My needs were a bother. Even becoming a partner didn't shift my place in their narrative. I called, hands trembling with pride and disbelief. "That's sweet, dear," Mom said, slicing fruit for the twins. At dinner, they discussed nap times and snack routines. My partnership document stayed tucked in my bag, heavy and unseen. I smiled, covered the tab, and drove home hollow. It wasn't envy. Envy implies a level playing field. It was mourning, the kind you feel at your own quiet burial. I rehearsed words in mirrors no one would hear. I tried to be undeniable but became invisible instead. Every courteous nod erased me further from the family tree. Every hollow congratulations shut another silent door. So, I stopped reaching out first, stopped stepping in, stopped saving awkward silences. I worked, saved, learned, stumbled quietly, and rebuilt even quieter. I became someone easy to forget, reliable enough to ignore. I craved acknowledgement without pleading, love without tryouts. That day, I stopped seeking their gaze and started planning. I let go of needing their validation. I began creating something they couldn't overlook. After that dinner, I didn't crumble. I did what I always did, worked. Long hours became my shield, and the earnings became silent permission to break free. I didn't realize it then, but every bill paid was a step toward escape. Months slipped by in quiet rhythm. No calls from my parents, no guilt-laden texts from Emma. The silence, for once, felt kind. Then came a work trip to Nice. The firm sent me to speak on global contracts, an ordinary task. But France has a way of reflecting your truth. On my final free afternoon, I rented a car and cruised the coast. Somewhere between exhaustion and ease, I spotted it. A villa behind wrought iron gates, half veiled by olive trees, its cream stone and weathered blue shutters kissed by time, the sea shimmering beyond like it held secrets I hadn't learned. A for sale sign rested against the fence. I nearly chuckled, then paused. I dialed the number. The caretaker arrived shortly, opening the gate with a gentle smile. "This place needs someone who knows patience," he said. Inside, sunlight danced like ripples on marble floors. Spacious rooms invited breath. Every corner offered quiet absolution. I strolled the terrace in stillness, waves weaving blue threads along the horizon. It wasn't opulence, it was serenity cloaked in stone. Under a fig tree, I crunched numbers on my phone. Partnership bonus, investments, years of saving for a future no one else planned. For once, the figures aligned without hesitation. That night, the paperwork landed. I signed with the same pen I'd used to log countless unseen hours. After the courier left, I poured wine, sat on the cool tile floor, and listened. The house sighed as if it, too, was releasing something. Outside, wind whispered through lavender and salty air. For the first time in years, I slept without grinding my teeth. Come morning, sunlight stretched across my bed like a voice saying, "You're home." And maybe I was. I furnished it gradually. Linen that creased like smiles, wood that held warmth, copper pans gleaming with fresh starts. Then came the invitations, not to my parents, but to those who showed up. Aunt Marie, who taught me to bake at 12. Uncle James, who drove 4 hours to my graduation. Cousins who remembered my birthday, who called just to check in. Their responses poured in. Tickets booked, messages buzzing with anticipation. A new holiday was taking shape, one rooted in choice, not duty. They'd left me out of their plans. I was crafting my own tradition. Thanksgiving morning dawned like sunlight on crystal, soft, radiant, but piercing if you lingered too long. The villa hummed with life, kids racing through the garden, Aunt Marie arranging blooms on the long table, Chef Antoine humming in the kitchen, hands dusted with flour and assurance. The aroma of roasted turkey mingled with lavender and sea breeze. For once, I wasn't tensing for impact, just breathing. Then my phone vibrated. Mom. I hesitated, watching her name flash. Part of me still hoped for, "We're so proud of you." The wiser part knew better. I picked up. "Carrie. Honey, are you by yourself today?" she asked, her voice gentle, almost staged. "Emma wanted me to check. We didn't want you feeling excluded." I stepped onto the balcony. Below, laughter swirled around the pool. A champagne cork popped, its echo like applause. "Actually," I said, "I'm hosting Thanksgiving lunch." A pause. "You're hosting?" "Yes, on the French Riviera." The silence that followed was vast as the ocean. When she spoke, her voice wavered. "You bought a villa 8 months ago. Who's there with you?" I glanced at the terrace. Uncle James sharing tales, cousins arranging plates, kids dashing barefoot under olive trees. "Everyone," I said. "Everyone but you, Dad, and Emma." The line fell so still I could hear the sea exhale. "But they always come to our house," Mom murmured, as if reshaping reality. "Things shift," I replied. "Sometimes people choose where they feel valued." "That's not fair, Carrie. We just wanted a calm holiday." I nearly smiled. "You got it, Mom. Peace and quiet, just as you wished." She let out a shaky breath, caught between confusion and remorse. "Your father didn't mean, I know," I said, and for once I did. They hadn't meant harm. They just hadn't meant me. "Enjoy your dinner," I said, glancing at Chef Antoine slicing the turkey. "I need to go. My guests are waiting." "Guests?" she echoed adrift. "Yes," I said softly. "Family." I hung up. For a moment, I stood there, phone warm in my hand. The silence after her voice felt weightier than any argument, a silence that closed a chapter. Below, laughter spilled through open doors. Thyme and butter wafted. The sea gleamed with unflinching honesty, beautiful, boundless. And somehow the children, they wanted a quiet Wednesday. They got one more. The next morning, sunlight hit the terrace. The sea lay still, as if it hadn't witnessed the night before. My phone buzzed relentlessly, notifications, messages, tags. Aunt Marie had shared an album, A Thanksgiving to Cherish. Cousins posted photos of the long table, children's laughter captured in golden hues. The villa looked like a dream spread. And just like that, the story spread. Mom's friends commented first, "What a stunning place. Did Catherine shoot those?" Then neighbors, then the country club. By noon, my parents' silence wasn't peace, it was damage control. Emma called before lunch. "Why didn't you tell me?" she snapped, voice taut and fragile. Mom's crying. Dad's livid. "Everyone's asking why you didn't invite them." I poured coffee, watching sunlight flicker on the mug. "Why would I?" I said. "You never invite me." "That's different," she hissed. "This is humiliating, Carrie. Mom's friends think we're distant." "We are," I said, calm as the sea behind me. She started to argue, but her voice broke on family. "Mom just wanted peace," I added. "Now she has it." Emma fell silent. A child's cry, her twin, pierced the background, raw and real. Mom's heartbroken, she said finally. She says you shamed her. I didn't shame her, I said softly. I just hosted dinner. A pause, then a whisper. She didn't think you'd actually do it. I smiled. That's always been her error. When the call ended, I stood watching the horizon. How many times had I been sidelined, told maybe next year, while setting their table alone? This time, my silence spoke loudest. That night, Dad called. Princess, he said, voice wary, too gentle for comfort. Your mother's upset. Maybe we can talk about Christmas. I almost laughed. We had never included me. I have plans, I said. Carrie, please. Your mother's hurting. I gazed at the sea, waves darkening under moonlight. She'll heal, I said quietly. We all do. He sighed, defeated. Your mother just wants the family together. So do I said. I just stopped begging for an invitation. Silence. Then the line went dead. I lingered there, villa lights glowing behind me, the sea endless ahead. For once, I didn't need their approval. I had my own table and everyone wanted a seat. The following week, the villa quieted. Suitcases rolled down the gravel path. Hugs outlasted words. When the last car vanished past the olive trees, I stood on the terrace, waves replacing laughter. The house didn't feel empty. It felt whole, like it had finally breathed out. I wandered through the dining room, the table still scattered with wine glasses and crumbs, proof of joy, signs of belonging. For years, I thought peace came from being chosen. But peace isn't an invitation, it's a choice. I stopped chasing the family I was born into and built the one I earned. Since that Thanksgiving, messages keep coming. Cousins planning New Year's, Aunt Marie asking about Easter, Uncle James sharing Chef Antoine's recipes. It's ironic. I was once the forgotten one. Now I'm the gathering hub. Mom still texts sometimes, brief and cautious. She doesn't apologize, but her silence feels less like punishment, more like introspection. Sometimes I draft replies I never send. It's okay, Mom, or you did your best. But I stop because forgiveness doesn't always need an audience. Some peace is private. Some healing unfolds in quiet rooms with only the sea as witness. I don't resent them. I just stopped shrinking for them. When people ask about that Thanksgiving, I tell the truth. It wasn't vengeance, it was reclamation. Sometimes, the best way to heal is to stop knocking on locked doors and build your own home by the sea. At sunrise, the horizon glows gold and infinite. For the first time, so do I. They wanted peace. So did I. I just found mine elsewhere. If you've ever had to carve out your own peace, you're not alone. Share in the comments, what does peace mean to you? If this story resonated, please like and share it with someone who needs it today. Stay tuned for more real stories of family betrayal and the strength we find within.